activity. Hi everyone, and thanks for visiting channel IRS. If you're following our channel, so you know that in the past we already done similar project which called Record 90 SP, and we didn't achieve Fernando Alonso lap time, which is 45.6. That's why we're starting our second project, which called Record 90 SP2. Now, the main question of this week: how to stay motivated after several unsuccessful attempts. And believe me, the answer is not so difficult. Everything what you have to do, you have to try it again. As soon as you try it again, it will motivate you with every new step, with every new success, and with every even new unsuccess. Inside of every single person there is tons and tons of motivation, but the problem is you just never use it. Start using it. Just do it. Just do it. Right, so you're still not motivated enough? Okay, let me give you a short example. Let's say at the end of the week, if that week was successful in achieving your destination, then you can allow yourself 6 chicken nuggets from McDonald's. But if the week was unsuccessful, then all next week you can eat only sweet corn. Unfair? Maybe, but remember, for success you will get chicken nuggets. But don't eat too much junk food. It's not good for racing driver. It's not good. Then you'll have to do lots of physical exercises. Wow, just look at this sky. Maybe that will give you some motivation for the next day. Day 89. $82 kilos. Too much. Sport motivation. So how to motivate yourself to do physical exercises? Motivate yourself with the food. It's like all the time to walk on the edge of the cliff. Once you can jump. So that means that once you can overlimit yourself on the food. So you can take it too much, or you can take too much sweet, junk food. Last month I allowed myself too much food, and from 75 kilos I went up to 82 kilos, and it's happened just in a month. So that's why you shouldn't motivate yourself with the food. So the best way to motivate yourself is that feeling after sport exercises, after physical exercises. You feel that you are completely empty. You feel that you are free. You feel freedom. Now, how to start to do physical exercises? Everything is simple. Don't start to do heavy physical exercises. The simplest one, start walking. Every morning, 20 minutes walking. And after a few weeks, you will see the result. Me personally, now, I prefer running. And this is what I'm gonna do right now.
It's easy to be negative today. It is easy to have low morale today. Voice inside of me saying, you can't do this, you don't have everything it takes. When you're working on something you want to achieve, You have got to stand up to that voice. You've got to work on yourself. It's very important that you engage in an ongoing process to develop you. You've got to develop a sense of urgency every day, every day. You owe that to yourself. You've got to stand up inside yourself sometimes and say, shut up! When you step into your fears and continue to push yourself to go on, something happens for you. Your gifts will take you places that will literally amaze you. As you begin to develop and expand your skills and your talents and your vision of yourself, you will always be in control of your destiny.
So here he is, guys. This is the moment of that freedom feeling when you finish your running or walking or any physical exercises. You are completely empty, and that is your motivation. Day 88, and today I want to speak with you about something interesting and more motivating, but before that, let me find parking space so I can park my car and set up everything what I need for filming. Just a few seconds, guys. Few seconds, please. Circuit map. Another useful and motivating thing. I have a big one. You can have on your mobile, or you can have A4 format list with a track layout. Why is it motivating? Because every time before practice session or race, you can take your track map and you can think, or even if you have it laminated, so you can paint there racing line, and do that every time when you're coming for practice session or for any racing. Is that championship or is that open races? Anyway, have it with you and every time draw racing line. This will motivate you to try something new when you're out on a circuit. Maybe you will find new braking point which is going to be more quicker to go around the corner, or maybe you will find another turning point. Let's quickly remember Daytona Sandown Park racing line. We're starting at start-finish line. We have long straight. After long straight, we have short braking point, finish braking, turn in, and we have quickest corner at this circuit, the biggest hairpin and the quickest one. straight after big right-hander hairpin, you have another right-hand hairpin, but after this right hairpin, you have a left-hand hairpin. And these two corners, you have to look at them as at one complex corner. And I'll explain you why. So, approaching the first hairpin, which is a right-hander, you have a long braking, straight after the braking, turn in and back on a power, hit the latest apex. So, this point, this is where the secret of this complex corner. You have to stay on the right-hand side, so this way you will be prepared for the left-hander. So, you stay on the right, short braking, finish braking, turn in, again hit the late apex. Now, in the second hairpin, after apex, you release your car to the outside, full throttle. After complex corners, you have a straight, long straight, nice left kink, and straight after this kink, start braking, long braking, finish your braking, turn in, hit the late apex, and this is another tricky two corners, right-hander and left-hander, where you should to look at them as a one complex corner. So here, after the hairpin, you release your car into the middle of the road. You don't need to stay completely on the left, you can stay in the middle and carry on going on the middle, off the throttle, turn right, back on the throttle. You will hit apex somewhere in the middle and stay near the apex a little bit for longer. As soon as you can feel that you can release your car to the left hand side, do that and full throttle to the exit point. Then you have a top straight, full throttle on the top straight. Next three corners you have as a one complex corner, and here you have to be very precise, very correct on the braking in the first right-hander of these three complex corners. Normally your brains will say you brake later, brake later. If you brake later, you might miss the apex. So it's better to brake a bit earlier, because speed in this corner is not so necessary. And I'll explain you why. So, braking, nice and soft braking, long braking, finish braking, turn in, hit the late apex, release your car into the middle of the road, into the middle of the track. So the next corner is the left-hander. As soon as you approach it, off the throttle, turn in, back on the throttle, and direct your car into the latest apex. As soon as you hit the apex, stay on the left-hand side. Don't let your car go to the middle of the road. Don't let your car go to the outside. Stay on the left-hand side. That's why the speed in the first corner is not so necessary, because here you need to keep your car on the left. So that means if you will carry too much speed into the first corner, the next one you will go too quick and it will push you outside to the right, and you have to stay on your left. So stay on your left. You have a short straight, short braking, finish braking, next right hand hairpin. So after braking, turn in, hit the late apex, and as soon as you hit your apex, release your car into the left hand side, which is outside of this corner. Full throttle, start finish line, next lap. Day 87, and we are at Daytona Sandown Park. So today we are going for track walk. Alright, we begin here at start finish line, and after start finish we have a long straight, and the first corner after long straight is the corner number 1, big hairpin. After long straight we are approaching corner number 1, which is the biggest hairpin and the fastest corner at Daytona Sandown Park. Your braking point before the corner number 1 is somewhere right opposite the red and yellow lights. It's a nice and smooth dab on the brakes, turning to the right and back on the power. Aim your car to the apex. Your apex is somewhere at this point in the middle. Please remember, don't go over the curves, because these curves are really dangerous and they will push you out, and you have to stay nice and tight to the apex. And somewhere in this point, release your car to the outside onto the left. So here is, this is your exit point, and here your steering wheel have to be straight. Full throttle on a straight line. As soon as you can see tarmac changes before the corner number 2, this is where you start your braking. Brake hard but smooth. As soon as you finish your braking, turn in and aim the apex, latest apex. This corner is very tricky, it has double apex. So this is where you hit the first time apex, a little bit release your cart onto the left, not too much. And this is your second apex. Hit this apex and keep your car onto the right hand side, because straight after the corner number 2 you have a left-hander corner number 3. After short straight, short but hard braking, finish braking, turn into the left and aim again latest apex. Your apex somewhere in this point, and as soon as you hit your apex, let your car to go outside on the right and keep it full throttle. When you hit the exit point, your steering wheel has to be straight and prepared for the straight line and for the corner number 4. When you're approaching corner number 4, stay on the right hand side. Corner number 4 is very tricky, because before corner number 4 you have a small left kink, and straight after this left kink you have to press your brakes and keep your car straight near the outside on your right. It's very hard to do, but you have to learn to do that, otherwise your lap time is going to be very slow. So as soon as you finish your braking, turn to the left and aim for the late apex. This is going to be your apex point. After apex, release your car into the middle of the road, because straight after the corner number 4 you have corner number 5, so you have to stay in the middle of the road, of the track. After short straight, off the throttle, turn to the right and back on the power. Here you aim apex as late as possible, and when you hit the apex, try to stay near the apex for another 5 meters. So in this point, release your car to the left hand side to the exit. And again, when you are at the exit point, your steering wheel has to be straight and ready for the straight line and for the corner number 6. After top straight, approaching corner number 6, start your braking somewhere 10 meters before you see the tarmac changes. This is where you start your braking. It's going to be long and smooth braking. At the same time, it's going to be hard braking. So when you see the tarmac changes, this is where you finish your braking and start turning in and aiming for the late apex. Hit the apex, nice and easy. Again, don't touch the curves, because these curves are really dangerous. They will push you out of the racing line, and you have to stay nice and tight. So at the exit, when you touch the apex, at the exit, you're gonna be in the middle of the track. Don't go too much to the left or too much to the right, just in the middle of the track, because when you're approaching the corner number 7, where you see the tarmac changes, before that, maybe meter or 2, off the throttle, turn in, back on the power, again aim the latest apex. This apex is very interesting, because if you try to hit the curbs, that will push you out. If you go too wide, that will push you out as well. So you have to stay just near this white line, because this is where the perfect line, and this is where the tarmac will keep you all the way on the racing line. So after you hit the apex, stay on the left close to this white line, and this way you will be ready for the corner number 8. Before corner number 8 you have a short straight, full throttle on this short straight, and when you see the tarmac changes, just after it, maybe 1 meter, press the brakes, nice and smooth, short braking, finish braking, turn in, and aim for the late apex. As soon as you hit the apex, remember, these curbs are really dangerous, especially at the last corner, because this is where you need to save your speed. So make sure you don't hit these curbs. You stay nice and tight to this white line, late apex. After the apex, release your car to the left hand side, full throttle. On the outside, don't touch the curbs as well, because they are more dangerous. They will push you out into the tires. So stay nice and tight to the outside white line, and when you're at the exit point, this is where your steering wheel has to be straight, and you full throttle through the start finish line and ready for the next lap. Here we are, guys. This was my short guide to the Daytona Sandown Park racing line. Hopefully it was useful for you. For me, this was very useful. So let's move forward to the next day. Day 86, and again today I am at Daytona Sandown Park. I'm here for my first practice session in project number 2, Record 90 SP2. It's a bit wet today, but wet weather is good as well, because this way we can practice our braking and acceleration feelings. We can develop them and make them better and better, and when we come back on a dry layout, there we can make a progress. So let's see how it goes, and let's see the fastest lap time.
Alright drivers, when I say so, there's a dial behind the steering wheel. If you press that twice towards the floor, don't do it yet though, it will start your carts up, and once that's sorted we'll get you underway.
Let's get the man who is on the top of the podium.
Day 84. This is end of the week, and let's speak about week number 1. So we spoke about motivation this week, and we found lots of ways how to be motivated, lots of things which can make you motivated. Also, we've done one practice session, which for me was positive, because track conditions was 25% wet and 75% dry, and the lap time is 48.3, so I am more than happy with this lap time. As you can see, guys, we have completely new format of our videos. I hope you like it. Please leave your comments down below. Also, please like, hate, dislike this video, but press that like and subscribe buttons below. Tell me if you like it, or maybe you would like to see something else, or maybe you have any suggestions, any recommendations. So guys, this is it about week number 1, and a little bit more of motivating stuff. See ya.
We are the future, or you guys are the future, and I think it's really neat. This is something to aspire to, and I hope that for all the racing drivers that are here, I hope that what I have achieved shows that they can do it as well.